Hare Krishna. Welcome to Thursday Special Association on Folk Life. Hare Krishna. The whole country is reverberating with the festival fervor of Navaratri. These 9 days, Mother Durga is worshipped in different forms, and devotees all across India do celebrate this festival in different ways and means. Today, in this particular talk, we'll delve into the more details about this particular festival. Durga will understand her unique personality and will try to understand through the teachings of Srila Prabhupada her unique position and relationship with Krishna and relationship with devotees. How devotees of Krishna see Mother Durga and seek her blessings for advancement in bhakti. So this 9 days of Navaratri, Mother Durga will be worshipped in different forms. Nava means 9 and Ratri means nights. These celebrations last for 9 nights, especially in Gujarat. All across the state, Gujarat is fervently with, they perform, keeping Mother in the center, and they perform the dance for the pleasure of Mother Durga. Of course, it has watered down, it was such a abominable things at places and circumstances. But nevertheless, the original intent was to glorify Mother Durga and thank her for her blessings and glorify her. Now, this 9 days of celebrations called Navaratra appears in 4 different times of the year. First Navaratra is the Sharad Navaratra, and the second one is Chaitra Navaratri. Third one is Magha Navaratri, and the fourth one is Ashada Navaratri. Especially in this Navaratri, the goddess of Durga is worshipped in 9 different forms. The first form, the first day, she is worshipped as Ma Shailiputri, second Ma Brahmacharini, third day as Ma Chandraghanta, and fourth day Ma Kushmanda, and fifth day Ma Skandamata, Katyayini on the 6th day, and Kalaratri on the 7th day, Mahagauri on the 8th day, and Ma Siddhatri on the 9th day. The entire eastern subcontinent of India, people at large celebrate this Navaratri as Durga Puja. You would have seen the great pandals of Kolkata and Assam, where they elect gorgeous pandals commemorating the pastime of Mother Durga killing the great demon Mahishasura. So this is celebrated in the eastern subcontinent of India. In North India, by and large, this time is celebrated for Ram Leelas. The whole city is decked up with theatre where the Rama Leela is enacted by the people, and thousands of people flock together to hear the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead through this theatre and drama. And in Gujarat, as I said, the people in large circumambulate the Mother Durga performing the famous dance called Garba, where they glorify the Mother Durga and her qualities and seek her blessings. And in Karnataka, the famous Dasa, the Mysore Dasa, the Chamundeshwari is worshipped, and especially the Ayudha Puja is elaborately performed by the kings of Mysore. It is still continuing in Mysore. And in Kerala, the Vidyanambam is done on those particular days where Ma Durga is worshipped. And in Telangana, it has Pattukumma, and in some places, animal sacrifice is done. Nevertheless, who is Mother Durga? What is her role in this entire creation? Shrishti Stitili Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Reka Chayeva Esya Bhuvanani Bibart Durga Ichchana Rupam Api Yasya Chesta Chesta Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Lord Brahma in the Brahma Samhita very emphatically, clearly describes her function and activities and characteristics of Mother Durga. She is so powerful, she is so potent that she single-handedly can create, maintain, annihilate the universes. That is her functional ability, functional capabilities. She is not an ordinary goddess. She is the external potency of the Lord. And further it says, Chayeva Yasya. She works as a not directly in front of the Lord, behind the Lord, Chaye Vayasya. And she performs this activity on the instruction and guidance given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda. So that's why Brahma is offering his respect to Govinda, on whose order Mother Durga creates, maintains, and annihilates the entire creation. Not even a blade of grass can move without his sanction. The Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita reiterates that statement, what Brahma confirms in Brahma Samhita. Maya Dyakshena Prakriti Suvate Sacharacharam. Under my superintendence, Prakriti, Mother Nature, produces moving and non-moving things. It is under Krishna's superintendence. It is not happening independently as the mundane scientists conclude. That's happening by nature on its own. We are not believers of chance theory. There is nothing happening by chance. There are no accidents. Everything is governed precisely by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and His energies. Those who believe in the chance theory are like foolish prisoners in the jail who can't even comprehend that this jail is being maintained by some supervisor or jailer or superintendent of the jail. Atheistic scientists do comment like that is happening without any supervision. Nature is controlling on its own, or it's happening by chance. Nature means whose nature? I have my nature, you have my nature, and this whole nature belongs to the Supreme Absolute Truth, Purna Purushottama Shri Krishna. Now, just like Krishna has multiple energies, Parasya Shakti Vivideva Shruvate, Krishna has multiple energies. Krishna is energetic and he has called multiple energies. By and large, yes, if those energies has to be put into three brackets. The first bracket would be external energy called Mahamaya, internal energy called Yogamaya, and the third energy is marginal energy called Tata Shakti. Bahiranga Shakti, Antaranga Shakti, Tata Shakti. These two energies overpower this one particular energy of the Lord, that is we, living entities. We are called marginal energy or Tata Shakti because we are influenced by them. Whether we are influenced by Yogamaya or you are influenced by Mahamaya. Now, consciously when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, follow the regulative principles under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, to the degree of our surrender, to the degree of our following, Yogamaya influences. Hence, at that time, you would be more active in Krishna consciousness. You would have felt that, you're in the temple, you're chanting Hare Krishna mantra, you come to Vrindavan trip, and you're fired up, you're fasting, and you're vigorously preaching Krishna consciousness. That means you should know that you're under the influence of Yogamaya. On the contrary, when you are not doing this Krishna conscious activity, but you are into your normal so-called material activities, that means you should understand that you are influenced by Mahamaya. So now how does Mahamaya work? Mahamaya works through her three intricate energies, gunas, Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna and Tamo Guna. These three gunas are like the ropes who invisibly control, manipulate, influence and affect our thinking, feeling and willing. And that's why how we act and behave. And based on that, we perform our karmic activities, Papa Karma or Punya Karma. Based on that, we traverse in different, we in the sense Atma traverses in different species according to their mental condition at the time of death. All these things are supervised by the powerful energy of the Lord called Mahamaya. She is also called as Durga because Durga means fort. A fort is something, if you enter that fort, you cannot escape very easily. Durga means she is the guard or superintendent of the fort. Just like a jailer or a superintendent of the jailer, she plays that role. It's a thankless job. It's a painful job. And who are kept in this jail? Those who break the rules in the city. Those citizens who don't abide by the state's laws, break the laws, they are put in the jail. For what? For punishment and for reformation. And that punishment and reformation is done by Ma Durga in the form of Mahamaya. How does she punish? She has got 10 hands with 20 weapons, and one particular Trishula she holds. She inflicts 3 miseries in the form of punishment. What are the 3 punishments? Adi Atmika Klesha, suffering caused by body and mind. Our body creates a lot of difficulties. Today, more than the body, the mind creates havoc. Every other 1 in 5 or 4 people are having mental issues. It's a reality. Adi Bhautika Klesha, suffering caused by other living entities like mosquitoes, virus, bacteria, your professor, the prime minister sometimes, dogs, all of them create difficulties to you. It's called Adi Bhautika Klesha. And there are Adi Daivika Klesha, the third Klesha, which is insurmountable. They are wars, pestilence, famine, earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes. We don't want all these things. These are inflicted upon us. Just like a prisoner in the jail don't get what he wants. He doesn't get the food what he likes, doesn't get to wear what he wants, doesn't get to do what he wants to do. Similarly, based on our karma, Mahamaya makes us go through the things, not that what we like or want. Based on our doing, we get what we deserve. Nobody gets enjoyment or suffering undeservingly. The law of karma and the will of the providence through Kala is manifested through the divine energy of the Lord in the form of Trigunas. Again, how does this insurmountable energy work? Krishna says, proudly declares, showcases his potency and prowess in the form of Ma Durga. He says, Devi Esha Gunamayi, Mama Maya Duratya. This divine form of energy is insurmountable. She is my energy. It is difficult for you to overcome her. But being the Supreme Lord who wants to punish and reform, he gives a statement to overcome this Maya also in the next immediate statement. He says, Devi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durataya Mameva Prapadyante. But if the conditioned souls who are in the jail surrenders to the Supreme Personality of Godhead under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master, what happens to him? Prapadyante Mayam Etam Tarantite. You can easily cross over Maya. You cannot defeat Maya. You cannot finish Maya. But because you have surrendered to Krishna, Krishna tells, O banda mera hai, don't disturb him. Because you are trying to follow Krishna's instruction, you are becoming a devotee under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. Your spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, is being pleased by your endeavor. He instructs, he requests Krishna, and Krishna guides Ma Durga not to interfere in these activities of devotional service. Unless and until you are engaged in devotional service, Mother Durga will continue to penalize and punish you. But what about those people who want to worship Mother Durga? Mother Durga has 2 kinds of devotees. Like Lord Shiva has 2 kinds of devotees, even Mother Durga has 2 kinds of devotees who worship Mother Durga for fame, name, wealth, adoration, Dhanam Dehi, Buddhi Dehi, Bharya Dehi, etc. Dehi. So all these people who wants to have some business dealing with the Mother Durga gets their desires fulfilled, and simultaneously being the kind mother, she also inflicts this suffering more vigorously so that they understand all these desires which I have, even though I get satisfied by getting all these things, eventually this is not my ultimate benefit. The Jiva getting benefited from the blessings of Mother Durga in the form of whatever she gives, also there's a pain corresponding to that. He will eventually realize that all this what is there is only cause of miseries, and eventually after understanding this reality many lifetimes later, he surrenders to Krishna. So that's the duty of Mother Durga, so that the living entities who go back to Krishna doesn't disturb him, because we have come from Krishna because of these 2 reasons. Ichcha dvesha samuttena dvanda mohena bharata. Because of desire to enjoy independent of Krishna, and because we are envious of Krishna, we've been put into this material world. Now it's her duty, we get what we want, and simultaneously we get punished and we get reformed. This is her thankless job. And especially for devotees who are advancing Krishna consciousness, she has a service as a devotee of the Lord to make sure that we are put through hardships, we are put through difficulties, we tread through hardships so that we completely get purified. That's why she acts on devotees in two different ways. Avarnatmika Shakti means covering potency, and Pratyakshatmika Shakti, pulling potencies. In these two ways, Lord's divine energy, Mahamaya, puts the devotee into troubles so that he goes to the troubles and remembers Krishna, overcomes this trouble and surrenders to Krishna and crossovers material energy. And those who surrender to Krishna, it becomes easier. That ocean of material existence for a devotee who has surrendered to Krishna becomes a small water puddle of the calf's hoof prints. Even a bacha can cross over, provided we surrender to Krishna. That surrender to Krishna in Kali Yuga right now for all of us is made simple by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, and that is simply by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We can easily cross over this material existence and overcome the influence of Mother Durga and satisfy her in that sense. She will be more satisfied by us when we take up Krishna consciousness seriously. She will put difficulties, but when we chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, 404 literally, she becomes glad and delighted. And when she is requested by the Lord, she will withdraw her influence so that we can quickly, swiftly, progressively advance in bhakti. That's why the Vrajavasis, especially the gopis, they know this art. They are not like Sakama Bhaktas who want some material gain. Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita 7.20 to 7.23, those whose heart has been stolen by material desires surrender to Devatas and obtain their benefits. But those benefits are temporary because Devatas themselves are temporary. And even if the Devatas has to sanction, unless the Supreme Lord sanction, you won't get it. So they know this reality. But still, they approach the Devatas, especially Katyayani, the gopis, for 1 month they did tapasya and prayed to Katyayani. What was the prayer? Even when the devotees approach Devatas, although devotees of Krishna or Vaishnavas, they don't worship Devatas, but they worship for one cause. For them, come what may, they want their Lord, they want their devotional service to their Lord Krishna. So gopis, they worshipped Katyayani to have Krishna as their husband. And Katyayani being merciful, of course the Lord is merciful, she blessed the gopis to have the association of Krishna. So in this way there is a loving relationship between Krishna and the energy, Ma Durga, and the devotees. Ma Durga or Lord Shiva becomes very, very happy when they see someone is advancing in bhakti, practicing Krishna consciousness. They are delighted and excited because very few jivas will be interested to take up Krishna consciousness seriously and get out of the jail. Remember the three examples which I gave of a thief who got imprisoned in the jail, Lalu, Kalu, Balu. Because of their mischievous activities, they were in the jail. Lalu became the best prisoner of the jail. Kalu became a notorious prisoner within the jail. But Balu was intelligent enough to approach the lawyer, the spiritual master, and eventually because of his good acts, he was released from the jail. So like Balu, we should also be intelligent, surrender to the bona fide spiritual master, follow his instruction, and quickly get out of this material world. So Ma Durga is doing a thankless job, although she is beloved mother, but her duty is to chastise, scold and screw up those mischievous, notorious children to get them back to normal. That duty is being done by Mother Durga. Material world is not directly controlled by the Lord. Lord is aloof. Ye karnar vajale bhajatisma yoga. Nidra mananta jagadanda saroma kupa adara shakti mavalamba paramsa murti. From Vishnu's unlimited pores, unlimited Brahmandas are emanating. Vishnu glances over this universal form. That glance further is done by Mother Durga and Lord Shiva, and they further create the whole material creation, and that's how they are also called as the father and mother of living entities. Now, why is it important to know about Mother Durga for us devotees? Because Brahma Samhita clearly tells what is the position of Durga Shakti. Because she is so powerful, not even a blade of grass will move without her sanction, and that will happen only when the Lord sanctions. We cannot directly jump into the internal potency of the Lord. We cannot understand the internal leelas of the Lord or personal, sweet, loving, transcendental leelas of the Lord. So hence it is important for us to understand the creation of the Lord through Mother Durga. Then we can understand, then we become qualified to understand the internal potency of the Lord. Just like Krishna expands to Balarama, Balarama expands to the Chaturvyuha, then Narayana again further Chaturvyuha in the form of Sankrishna, Vasudeva, Aniruddha. Similarly, further the three Purusha avatars like Karandakashay Vishnu, Garbhadukashay Vishnu, and Shidokashay Vishnu. The same way, Krishna's first expansion is, feminine expansion is Srimati Radharani. Her expansion is in Vaikuntha is Lakshmi, and her expansion in the material world is Mother Durga, where she carries out this particular activity to control the rebellious living entities. So we need to understand Krishna's power and potency before we understand Krishna's internal leelas, special leelas, specifically the leelas of Prajabhumi with his sweet, intimate devotees. Now, why do karmis or materialists worship Ma Durga? It is said, if one desires to have a good marital relationship, he should worship the chaste goddess Uma, the wife of Lord Shiva. And for good wife, one too has to worship goddesses Uma. So generally, each and every devata has got a particular feature by which they bless their devotees. And those who, just like for example, if you want to have a healthy physique, healthy body, you can worship sun god. If you want to have beautiful looks, you can worship Kamadeva. But if you want to have a beautiful wife, you can worship Ma Durga. Generally, materialist, for this reason, they worship. And you know what happens later. Now, Krishna and Durga has a very intimate pastimes in his Leelas when he appeared in this material world. 5,000 years ago when Lord Krishna appeared, Goddess Durga also helped in his pastimes. Just as you know how Devaki was imprisoned by Kamsa, and 6 children were killed by Kamsa, and the 7th was miscarriage. Of course, it was transferred to the womb of Rohini. Balarama was there, Sankrishna. The 8th son happened to be a female. Now, Devaki, with her folded hands, prayed to Kamsa, "My dear brother, you have killed all my 6 children. I didn't say anything, but please spare my daughter." The prophecy was, male child, 8th child will kill you. So it is just a female. Please spare. If you spare her, I will give my daughter in marriage to your son. Please don't kill this, my daughter. But Kamsa, being demonic in nature, this is a cruel nature of demonic personality. For their self-aggrandizement, they are ready to even kill babies. Kamsa immediately snatched the daughter of Devaki and was about to smash her. The baby slipped from the hands of Kamsa and went up in the air, took the 8-hand Durga form, and smilingly Durga said, "You rascal, you fool, do you think you can kill me? And the person who is going to kill you has already taken birth elsewhere." In this way, Durga performed a miraculous Leela, assisting the pastime of the Lord. Now, immediately after this, generally materialists worship Mother Durga. Kamsa got astonished. How come goddesses of fortune had taken birth from Devaki's womb? That means Devaki is very special. Because how come Devaki's womb can give shelter to goddess Durga. Then he understood the position of Ma Devaki and changed his mind and released Vasudeva and Devaki and begged forgiveness and started philosophizing that all what happened is not in my control. Kala is driving the philosophizing the things as when he realized all these things. But eventually, Krishna killed him eventually. So Devaki is not an ordinary personality. Krishna chose her to be his mother. Goddesses of fortune appeared in the womb of Devaki. Of course, it was in the womb of Mother Yashoda. She was shifted. Obviously, that's a pastime of the Lord, as you know, all these things. This is one thing which I just wanted to. Krishna has varieties of energy, as I said, Parasya Shakti Vivdeva Shuyate. When Durga appeared in front of Kamsa, after this particular pastime, she came to be known by different names. She is called as Durga because she is approached with great difficulty. She is called Chandika because she is very severe to her enemies, to the Asuras. She is called Kali because she is deep blue. She is called Vijaya because she is the most powerful energy. She is called as Krishna because she gives all sorts of material facilities. She is called Bhadra because she is auspicious. She is called Kumuda because she enjoys in this material world. And she is called Vaishnavi. She is one of the different energies of Vishnu. These are the different names of material energy. Krishna and Durga appeared as brother and sister, the supreme powerful and the supreme power. Power is always subordinated to the powerful. Following the orders of Krishna, the goddess Durga creates, maintains, and annihilates the material nature. Why Govinda gives the service to Mother Durga? The affairs of the material world takes under the superintendence of Durga Devi. Everything is going on under the strict rules and regulation of the material energy represented by Durga Devi. Therefore, the Lord completely detached. He has no other work to do and need not give attention to the material world. Just like the Supreme Prime Minister of the country, he is taking care of his other activities. Of course, just in a parallel analogy to make you understand. He is not seeing what is happening in the police station, what is happening in the Sabarmati jail or Arthur jail. So his energy, the Ministry of Home Affairs, they are taking care to punish the criminals. The Prime Minister himself is not directly involved in punishing the disobedient citizens or not abiding by the rules of the state. In the same way, Krishna is not directly involved in punishing. He has his energy. That thankless job is allocated to Mother Durga, and she faithfully, diligently, without any compromise, she does it. But when you surrender to Krishna, when you practice Krishna consciousness, she will release you from her three invisible robes. Otherwise, you are regulated, controlled, completely manipulated by her energies, by Sattva Guna, Raja Guna and Tamo Guna. Now, what should we do? There's another pastime of Ma Durga, how devotees, you should understand the position of Ma Durga. She is also devotee of the Lord. She always has a thankless job being behind the Lord and putting his sons, that is the living entities, Jiva, into difficulty. She does it very meticulously. That's her duty. So we should also be serious in doing our duty of our devotional service, whether we like or don't like. Come what may, if we chant 16 rounds and follow the four regulative principles, we'll be able to escape the clutches of Maya. Okay. Further, who is put into the jail? Why is he put into the jail? As I said, Ichcha Dvesha Samuttena. Then, when does her influence on her becomes prominent? The statement which is mentioned here is by the Acharyas, Krishna Bhuliya Jiva Bhogavancha Kare. Forgetting Krishna, when we desire to enjoy independent of Krishna, Bhogavancha Kare. The Bhoga is meant for Krishna's enjoyment. But when we take the position of Krishna and want to be the center of enjoyment, master of all I survey, then Maya Tare, Japatiya Tare, Maya immediately captures. When she captures, you cannot escape. Her Durga, her 10 weapons, you cannot escape. three dens of three kleshas, you cannot escape. And you can escape. As I said, I'm repeating why it is important. Chanting 16 rounds, we can escape. Now, there are very special, although she has that thankless job, but she also has that special loving nature to be engaged in devotional service. And that it can be understood by his loving relationship with her husband, Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the greatest Vaishnava, and being his consort is not an ordinary thing. Being a Vaishnavi is not an ordinary thing. In Padma Purana, Mother Durga asked Lord Shiva, what is the best type of worship? I see you are worshipping, but there are varieties of worship. But what is the best worship? Which would you recommend? And Lord Shiva recommends Aradhanam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam Param. Of all varieties of worship, Vishnu's worship is the best worship. And he holds and smiles and tells, even better than the worship of Vishnu is worship of his devotees or anything associated with him. Tasmat Parataram Devi, even better than Tadhyanam Samarchanam. Samarchana means anything connected with Vishnu or his pure devotees. So when we worship a bona fide Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, and when we please him, Yasya Prasadat Bhagavad Prasado, we satisfy Supreme Personality of God. And Yasya Prasada can be possible when we follow the instruction and guidance given by Swami Srila Prabhupada. When we sincerely, seriously, strictly follow the chanting of 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra and follow the 4 relative principles and have prasadam, we please Srila Prabhupada, and indeed we please Krishna, and then we escape the clutches of Maya. So that is the nature of Mother Parvati. Another instance, Mother Parvati, there is one great devotee of Krishna, a Guruvayurappan of Kerala called Pundanam. So Pundanam was a great ardent devotee of Krishna, and in Kottiyur Lord Shiva temple, he had come for darshan. He worshipped Lord Shiva there. And that Kottiyur temple will be opened for few days in a year, not always. So there he recited Srimad Bhagavatam, and Pundanam was exalted devotee of Lord Shri Krishna who was fond of reciting Bhagavatam, and a lot of people used to assemble to hear him speak Bhagavatam. And this instance of Bhagavatam where he is narrating the pastime of Rukmini Devi being teased by Krishna, where Krishna teases Rukmini Devi saying that, my dear Rukmini Devi, you're so beautiful, so gorgeous, good looking. How come you didn't have brains? You didn't choose me properly. You still have a choice. There are better opportunity for you even now. You could have chosen Sishupala or you could have Jarasandha instead of me. Why did you choose me? You're not so intelligent. Like that, Krishna was just teasing, wanted to see the anger mood from Mother Devaki. But Krishna was disappointed. Instead of rebuking the Lord, instead of getting angry and chastising the Lord, Mother Rukmini, out of her affection for the Supreme Lord, out of being thought of getting separated from the Lord, she fainted. This was a pastime. And he narrated the complete pastime and he keeps the bookmark and he goes for rest. Next day again he comes down to start from the next chapter. To his surprise, the bookmark was at the beginning of the chapter. Then he thought, okay, let me start from this again. So he repeated the chapter again, and this went on for a few days like that. Then after the last day, when the entire Bhagavatam was narrated, he closes the Bhagavatam and he locks up the gate of the temple and walks away along with his other followers. After a few kilometers, he realized that he had not packed his Bhagavatam in the bag because the temple is closed now for close to a year. He rushed back to the temple and he sees the temple gate is closed, but he sees through the keyhole, and Pundanam was shocked and surprised to see what he saw. He saw Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati along with Bhutaganas sitting together and hearing the same narration which they heard from Pundanam, Lord Shiva narrating the pastime of Krishna and Rukmini to Mother Parvati. After narrating the entire pastime, Lord Shiva asked Mother Parvati, how was my narration of Srimad Bhagavatam? Did you like? Mother Parvati tells, I liked, but it was not as better, as glorious as Pundanam narrated. So Pundanam was literally shocked and he loudly chanted, Krishna, Guruvayurappa. Immediately, within a flash of a second, all of them disappeared. So Mother Parvati is eager to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. That is her inherent devotee Vaishnavi nature. In the same way, following in the footsteps of Mother Parvati, what should we do? We should hear Srimad Bhagavatam, which is Amala Purana, which is spotless Purana, which is the Purana or literature specifically meant for Kali Yuga. It had appeared after Vyasadeva's mature understanding. It's called ripened fruit of all the Vedic literatures. If all the Vedic literatures come to be a big tree, Srimad Bhagavatam too is the ripened fruit of the Vedic literatures. And if it is heard from Shuka Mukha, even more tastier. And Srila Prabhupada has painstakingly translated the Srimad Bhagavatam into English. It's our fortune and privilege and blessing that we got this access. So I would request all of you to eventually read Srimad Bhagavatam and follow in the footsteps of Mother Parvati. This would be a true tribute to Mother Durga by reading Srimad Bhagavatam. This is one pastime which we wanted to share. And another pastime which happened in Gujarat, that is in Dakor, Mother Parvati was talking to Lord Shiva. They were here in Dakor. And again, the same question was asked by Mother Parvati to Lord Shiva. Whom do you worship? I see all of us, by and large, either they worship me or they worship you. But I see that you are chanting someone's name, worshipping him, meditating on him. Who is that? So Lord Shiva tells Mother Parvati, I worship, I remember, I meditate on Lord Ramachandra. Fortunately, the Lord Ramachandra's pastime was happening, the Bhauma Leela was happening there itself. And he happened to be in that part of Dakor. And he was frantically searching for Mother Sita after Sita being kidnapped. Now, of course, it's a pastime of Mother Durga and Lord Shiva to emphasize how Lord Rama cannot be understood by mortals. Now, Lord Shiva was told by Goddess Durga this, hey, how he can be the Supreme Lord? That Lord Shiva worships him or meditates on Lord Ramachandra? How is that possible? He's looking for his kidnapped wife. He's frantically searching. How can he be the Supreme Lord? Then Mother Durga goes to test Lord Ramachandra as being the Supreme Lord. So Mother Parvati was allowed by Lord Shiva, and with his permission, he goes in disguise as Mother Sita. भगवान राम के सामने माँ सीता, माँ दुर्गा माँ सीता के फॉर्म में आती है. Then immediately Lord Ramachandra recognizes Mother Durga, saying that, hey Mother Durga, how come you are alone today without being accompanied by Lord Shiva? She blemishes and blushes, and she just disappears from that place. So even great personalities like Mother Durga cannot understand the supreme personality of God and Lord Ramachandra. Of course, it's a pastime of the Lord to tell how Lord Ramachandra is supreme personality of God, and Mother Durga being a great wife, chaste wife of Lord Shiva, being guided and nurtured to become a great devotee of Lord Ramachandra. And together they worship and meditate on Lord Ramachandra. These are some special pastime which I wanted to narrate. And Mother Durga is being very special, like Mother Lakshmi. Just like because of her, we have prasadam with us. To tell this beautiful pastime, because of Mother Durga, we have Vishnu's prasadam available in this material world. She is so compassionate for all the fallen conditioned souls. The story goes like this. Lakshmi ji was served by Narada Muni, and Narada Muni pleases Lakshmi ji, and Lakshmi ji asked Narada, Narada, what do you want? Please ask me. I am ready to give you anything and everything. Please ask me. You are pleased with yours. I am pleased with your service. Narada Muni was smart and intelligent like most of us devotees. Mother, Mataji, I just want to have some prasadam of Mahavishnu. Suddenly, Mother Lakshmi's face turned pale. She said, "You can ask me anything, I would give anything without consideration, but except this." Narada Muni said, "No, I don't want anything else except this. If you don't want to give, that's fine, no issues." But Mother Lakshmi, having been promised, was unhappy, but that she couldn't fulfill her promise because there was a MOU with Vishnu that only she can have the remnants of Lord Vishnu. And she was serving Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu could see that Lakshmi ji was not happy. She was morose, and she was worried. Looking at his wife's demoralized face, Vishnu asked, "What happened, my dear wife? Why you are so unhappy?" "No, nothing, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है." "No, कुछ तो बोलो." "No, actually, Narada Muni had done a great service. I just wanted to give him something, and I promise I'll give anything and everything you asked, but he asked me for your remnants. How can I give that?" "Oh, that's all. You don't worry. The agreement is that only you will have, but I can give an exception. When I'm washing my hands, you can, without my knowledge, take up this prasadam from my plates and you can give it to Narada Muni." Really, Lakshmi was so happy and so pleased that Vishnu agreed to partake his prasadam with others, especially Narada Muni. And Mother Lakshmi bought the plate full of prasadam and gave it to Narada Muni. Narada Muni was struck with wonder. He was flabbergasted. Tears were flowing from his eyes. She thanked Mother Lakshmi like anything and took the plate of Mahaprasadam and he ate completely. He was so thrilled, so excited, so flabbergasted that he went into ecstasy. In ecstasy, Lord Narada Muni started glorifying the Lord. Narada Muni Bhajaya Veena Radhika Ramana Nache. He went on singing the glories of Lord. Even still now he continues to sing the glories and make devotees. And singing the glories, he happened to come from Vaikunta to Kailasha. Kailasha, Lord Shiva is there. He happened to see his Narada Muni, his devotee friend. Then when he saw Narada Muni, he couldn't check his happiness because he had never seen Narada Muni in that ecstatic mode. And then he consoled him. Narada, cool down, calm down, relax. What happened? Why you're so happy? Tell me the secret of your happiness. You know what? I got Mahaprasadam of Lord Vishnu. Then immediately, Shiva, bro, mere liye kidhar hai? Then Narada Muni was in dilemma. He had eaten everything. There's hardly left any prasadam. Now Lord Shiva started becoming angry. Imagine when Lord Shiva becomes angry, what happens? So looking at the impending danger, Narada Muni immediately got to know that there is one grain of Mahaprasadam here stuck in between his fingers. He took that grain and offered it to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva with two hands, Mahaprasade Govinde, he honored the prasadam. And now after having prasadam, Lord Shiva went crazy. He was when he goes crazy, what happens? He does the Tandava Nritya. So annihilation dance. It was not time, but annihilation was happening. Devatas consoled him. Shivji, ruk jaiye. This is not the time. Abhi time nahi hua. But where was Lord Shiva going to stop? He got prasadam. He had gone crazy. Now who can stop? Lord Vishnu also came, but couldn't stop him. They approached Mother Parvati. Your husband, only you can stop. So Mother Parvati comes down and tells, "Ajay, sunte ho? Ganesh ji ki papa, sunte ho? Kya ho gaya?" You understand, on a lighter note. So immediately Lord Shiva became normal, and he spoke to Mother Parvati. Parvati asked, "What happened? This is not the time to do your duty. You come well in advance for the duty. You have put all my children's in difficulty. How come you can do that?" No. Actually, Narada Muni had come and he had got Mahaprasadam and he gave me a grain of prasadam. I also tasted and I went into ecstasy. I couldn't control my ecstasy. Immediately, 1 minute, wait. What did you say? Come again? You got Mahaprasadam. I'm your Ardhangani. Where is Mahaprasadam quota for me? Then Lord Shiva was in difficulty. Where she has already eaten one morsel of grain, what he got? Now Mother Parvati is in anger. She is full of rage. Now who can stop Mother Parvati? Lord Vishnu came and consoled her. Don't worry, mother, I'll give you sufficient prasada. Please calm down. Nobody can control you. Please come down. Mother Parvati said, no, if you are giving my prasadam, that is not okay. Mother Parvati, being compassionate mother, knowing the heart of the conditioned souls, wanting to liberate all these conditioned souls from the clutches of birth and death, she said, I want prasadam not only for myself, but for all the children of mine, all the conditioned souls in the material world. Vishnu said, Tatastu. That's why in Jagannath Puri, Jagannath is offered a wonderful bhoga, and the prasadam is first offered to Bimala Devi. Durga in the form of Bimala Devi is just behind Jagannath in Jagannath Puri, and then it is sent to all of outside for prasadam. So Mother Parvati is very compassionate for the conditioned souls. Because of her, today we all have got the mercy of Mahaprasadam. So following in the footsteps of Mother Parvati and Lord Shiva, we should hear Bhagavatam every day. We should have Prasadam every day. In that way, we will progress swiftly in Krishna consciousness. And like them, we should always chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And those who treat devotees badly, what she will do? Those who are devotees of Krishna, if you mistreat them, what will happen? There's a classical example of Jadabharata. Jadabharata was a great devotee, but to protect himself from the influence, he was acting as if dumb and deaf in that sense. But deep within, he was a realized soul. He didn't want to do the mistake what he did in the previous life. But because of his actions, because of his appearance, one dacoit king kidnapped him and took him to offer as a human sacrifice to goddess Kali. He was a great devotee of the Lord. But even in that condition, he didn't protest. If it's the will of the province, let it happen. And when he was about to be chopped by a copper sword by the dacoits, Mother Kali couldn't see a devotee being punished like this, slaughtered like this. Goddess Kali appeared from the deity, took off the same chopper sword and killed all these dacoits and saved Jadabharata. So remember this, the Vaishnavas will be always protected, provided we are Vaishnavas like Jadabharata. So we should chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, become devotee. Mother Kali, Mother Durga will always protect us in that sense. These are the few things which I wanted to share. So on this occasion of Navaratri, let us all pray to Mother Durga and so that we can quickly advance in Krishna consciousness. Praying to Mother Durga means to chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra and have prasadam and hear Bhagavatam, follow in her footsteps like she followed her husband, Lord Shiva, a great Vaishnava. In the same way, we should also follow a great Vaishnava, the empowered Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, and make our lives successful like Mother Durga in devotional service to the Lord. Is woman and man in our bodily concept, or else in absolute world there are also women and men? Differentiate. Men and women exist here. In the bodily platform they exist here, but in the original spiritual form, of course, soul doesn't have gender in the material world. Soul is spiritual in nature, but the soul has personalities. It can take the personalities of female, it can take the personality of a male, it can take personality of any living entity. Whatever living entities exist here, of course, except donkey, all other living entities exist there, but in a spiritual nature. Today, here in the material world, we have taken the body, but we are spirit soul. But there in the spiritual world, our spiritual body will manifest fully to render service to Krishna. So genders do exist, male and female do exist, but they don't have attraction towards each other because their attraction for Krishna supersedes their attraction towards each other. Here we are attracted to the opposite gender. We are not attracted to Krishna. But there The attraction for the Krishna is the highest. That drives them crazy. And all of them together engage in the service of the Lord. And based on your desire and ichcha, you can change your form and render service according to your desires to Krishna there. So that is a special feature of a spiritual world. We should be excited to go there and be with the Lord. And for that, you know what should be done. You need to chant 16 notes without fail and follow the footsteps of gopis to have Krishna as our loving father, husband, friend. He can play any role for us. But we need to be qualified for that. And that is possible when we sincerely, strictly chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is told in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto. I will read it for you. That is a beauty of Mother Durga. The name by which Maya Devi is known in different places have been listed by Vallabhacharya as follows. In Varanasi, she is known as Durga. In Avanti, she is known as Bhadrakali. In Odisha, she is known as Vijaya. In Kolhapur, she is known as Vaishnavi or Mahalakshmi. And in Bombay, Bamba Devi, from which Bombay came up. And in the country known as Kamarupa, she is known as Chandika. In northern India as Sharada. And in Cape of Comorin as Kanyaka. Thus, she is distributed according to various names in various places. Okay? So with this, I stop here. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.